We live in this trailer and we travel all over the US.
But we also love to travel internationally, and we get asked all the time, where do you keep your RV when you hop on a plane?
So it's currently 5:30 a.m. Today we're gonna be storing our home on wheels, flying to Iceland, and we're gonna be traveling outside of the country for the next 5 weeks.
But Iceland isn't our final destination, so stay tuned to the end of this video to find out the insane journey we're starting today.
In this video, we're gonna bring you along and show you a travel day as full-time RVers and provide a ton of travel hacks that we've picked up along the way, from our new favorite storage app that should be on everyone's phone to how we save hundreds of dollars on airport parking, and our all-time favorite program that's turned the chore of going to the airport to something we actually look forward to. And speaking of airports, that brings us to our #1 travel tip, eSIMs. Previously, when we wanted to get internet while traveling, Jess and I would land at an airport, find a kiosk, wait in line, buy a physical SIM card, and pray that it works when we popped it in our phone. But now we and over 20 million other travelers use Airalo to purchase an eSIM before we even get to another country. No waiting in lines, no physical SIM cards. Airalo gives us high-speed data and lets us keep our phone number in over 200 countries. Before each trip, we simply log into the app, select where we're going and how much data we want, and that's it. Once we land, it just works and there's no risk of high-speed overage or roaming fees. So download the free Airalo app today so you can stay connected wherever you travel, and use the code JNJ3 so that you can get $3 off your first eSIM. Airalo has been an absolute game changer, allowing us to say goodbye to mobile routers, physical SIM cards, and expensive roaming plans. So before your next adventure, download the free Airalo app, click on the link in the description below, and use our code JNJ3 to get $3 off your first purchase.
Now we're headed to where we are storing our trailer, which is a neighbor location. That's essentially like Airbnb, but for storage facilities. A facility can basically be anything from a traditional storage lot to somebody's backyard, for example. So we've kind of stayed in all of those. And whenever we've flown out of airports, we've traditionally used that to store both our trailer and our SUV.
We move every week. We're always in different locations. So really all we need to do is find a neighbor that's close to whatever airport that we're flying out of. You open up the app, you find something that fits the dimensions of whatever it is you're trying to store. You make a request, and then all you do is coordinate a move-in date after that.
And it's worth mentioning that a neighbor is usually way cheaper than any other storage facility that we've used. Like in Seattle, it used to cost us around $200 per month to just store our trailer. It's not unusual for us to find a storage facility through Neighbor that's like $50 for an entire month to store both our SUV and trailer.
Okay. This one's all locked up, so Jess has got to let us in first. Push!
What?
Push it!
I am pushing it.
Push it harder! Always an adventure. There was a cop right behind us, and I was illegally blocking the middle of the street. Whoops. Normally when we request a neighbor, it's like really easy. I did not appreciate how difficult it would be to find a neighbor here in Boston. And that's because everything here is so much more like compact and expensive.
Kind of our plan for today / the next 5 weeks is we're gonna leave our trailer here pretty far outside of Boston and then drive much closer to the airport, because an Uber from here would be like $1,000. That's not something that we've ever had to do before. Usually we leave our SUV and our trailer in the same spot, but it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and this space is really cool. It feels super safe. There's a couple businesses that run out of this parking lot. It's not a public lot, it's just reserved for the businesses. In an abundance of caution, whenever we park our trailer and leave it alone, we use our caravan movers, which is basically just a remote control for our trailer. And we face the tongue of the trailer away from the parking lot. This is really nice because even if somebody was able to get both of our locks off and get through this security gate, they're not going to be able to tow our trailer away. Look at this beefy boy. So this is 1/4 inch hardened steel, and this half of the lock holds the safety chains. So you twist them up, and this is really cool because I guess thieves have been known to steal trailers by, even if they're locked, by hooking their safety chains up to a bumper. So this actually locks the safety chains, and this whole thing goes around the hitch just like that. And then there's a puck lock that totally encompasses the receiver hitch, and it secures your safety chains as well.
This lot for 2 months was about $125, which in the Boston area, I don't think is that bad.
No, and I think our first month is half off.
Yeah, so pretty solid deal. So usually we try to find parking through Neighbor for our SUV, but that didn't work this time because of how crowded Boston is. So instead we use something called Spot Hero. Spot Hero is another app and website that basically provides discounts on a bunch of different parking garages, especially if you're staying in a long-term basis.
Yeah, I think this one is $200 for 5 weeks, which is just crazy. It's not like downtown Boston, but the fact that we can park like in the Boston area for $200.
For 5 weeks!
It's amazing.
So we're headed there now.
This is the place. Truth be told, I don't really know what I thought I was gonna show off here. It's just a parking lot.
The thing that I'm mostly worried about is safety, so we always check to see if there is broken glass anywhere. And
there does not appear to be any broken glass.
And we have kind of a spot like tucked away, which makes me feel a little bit better. So I checked Uber first and it was $40, but with our travel credit card, we actually have $10 off Lyft every month. So it is only $22.67.
That's not bad.
No, to go will be dropped off in half an hour.
So I think the thing that's changed traveling in airports the most for us has to be travel credit cards. So I use the Capital One Venture X and Jess uses the Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Both of them include a pretty cool perk. It basically includes TSA PreCheck, which makes you go into a shorter line. You don't have to take off your shoes. You don't have to take off your laptop. But it also includes something called global entry. On the way back, you basically get to skip through immigration. So have you ever seen those like huge lines when people get back on an international flight? You just get to breeze past that. There's this little machine that takes a photo of your face and that's it.
Definitely makes you feel like a VIP. And speaking of feeling like a VIP, I think my all-time favorite thing about the travel credit cards is access to lounges. So both of our cards include Priority Pass. If you're not familiar, there's lounges in most airports that give you access to comfortable seating, food, open bar, great Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's just generally a much chiller, less sneezy and coffee kind of environment. But we're about to head to one that I'm really excited to check out here after security.
So we used to dread coming to airports because, well, airports, but now that we have access to lounges, it's completely changed the experience to the point where we'll come to the airport 4 hours ahead of time just to work and get free food and drinks.
We're going on Iceland Air. They don't have any food, so we're taking a 5-hour flight from Boston. We're gonna arrive in Reykjavik around midnight, so I don't even know if we're gonna have dinner tonight, so we can stock up here, eat all the food we want, have all the booze we want.
And if you know anything about airport food and drinks, they're really expensive, and like this particular lounge that we're at, the Chase Sapphire Lounge, it is incredibly bougie. It's like restaurant quality food made to order.
We have like 2 hours, I think, here, and I am ready to stock up.
So we boarded this flight just before noon, and even though it was only 5 hours long, with the time zone change, it is almost 10 p.m. But you'll notice it's still light outside because we are so far north right now that the sun doesn't set for another 15 minutes. However, we are about to go someplace so far north that the sun doesn't set at all during this time of the year.
So if you've been following our adventures, you might know that we love polar places, and Iceland is pretty far north, but we want to go even further north. We are going to be spending the next 2 weeks sailing to northern Greenland up to 80 degrees. I think it's gonna be absolutely spectacular. We hope we're gonna see whales. We hope we're gonna see giant icebergs. Apparently they can get as big as 30-story buildings, and we might even see more polar bears, who knows?
So if you haven't already already, we would love it if you would consider subscribing so you get notified when that video drops. And until then, we'll see you in Greenland.